Speaking of bad news, where was Bad News Barrett when we needed him? I was hoping after 90 seconds of that Flo Rida performance last night that we would have got Bad News Barrett to come out and say, "You think this is music? Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news." Seriously, I understand. I know WWE loves mainstream attention. They crave the mainstream. They love being a vehicle to promote everybody's album, movie, or book. But how many times are we going to see Flo Rida on WWE programming? It's unbelievable. We've seen him more times than we've seen some of the lower end guys on the WWE roster. It's pretty wild. I think as of now, if Flo Rida, that's going to work, from the next hour, you will call 412-320-7925 and address me as Pencil, as in a writing pencil, Vania. Pennsylvania. That's what you address me on this show for the next hour. It's Wrestling Reality, Trib Live Radio. Brock Lesnar is back. Proof is in the pudding for all of you complainers who don't understand part-timers, part-time schedule, or the need to have Brock Lesnar around. In this day and age of oversaturation of WWE content, too much programming, having to fill all the hours, when you have a man like Brock Lesnar who only comes around less than a handful of times for less than a handful of matches a year, people react. Go back and watch Raw last night. The people were expecting and waiting for him. And you know what? Predictable's okay, as long as it's logical. And logic was running at a high pitch. Paul Heyman walked out on that stage, and the people knew what was coming next. Here came Brock Lesnar, and it's logical. We last saw him when he was the one in 21-1 when he beat The Undertaker's streak. And it makes the most sense that the next thing he does is challenge and beat John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. SummerSlam, it is not the first time we've seen Lesnar and Cena, but that don't matter. The first time is not always the best time. This has the title on the line, and a crucial point of Brock Lesnar coming off beating the streak, doing something that nobody else has ever or will ever do again. This is what WWE needs. Brock Lesnar to win the title, Brock Lesnar to carry that title for some amount of time. That's going to make people want to reinvest in the WWE Network. Trust me, it will. If they react this much to just seeing him show up and win, lose, or draw, they are going to want to see him carry the title. Think of the mainstream attention that's going to get. Forget Flo Rida. Think of the attention Brock Lesnar is going to get as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And if John Cena beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, I normally defend WWE and I defend the work ethic and talent of John Cena. But if John Cena beats Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, then WWE is drowning in their own BS. Trib Live Radio, 412-320-7925. Sports Talk at tribweb.com. And you can tweet me at Justin LaBar.